All right, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Lemax Snowflake Bundt cakes. Let's get into it. Okay, so the Snowflake Bundt cakes. This one is really cool. It's not the biggest house in the world, but it's really well rounded and it has a lot of detail. So let's dive right in. I'm gonna start out with some dimensions for you. It's gonna be 6.89 inches high, 5.83 inches wide, and 5.31 inches deep. It is a classic style lighted house with the standard, single bulb on-off cord, but we're going to elaborate on that a little bit more here in a second. It was released in 2018 and there is no retirement date at the time of filming this video, so I assume that it is still in production considering it is quite new as well. At time of purchase, it was about $55, and it is made of a porcelain, kind of like that glass feel kind of stuff. So really cool. It does have that classic feel, but one thing I want to note is, anytime I pull information for a video, it comes from, just years of experience and confirming it through, Lemax websites, research blogs, just everything and anything to make sure if I'm giving you some information that it's accurate. But I came across something on this one that was a little interesting, and I'm assuming it's just interesting because I'm just unfamiliar with it. So hopefully, and maybe in the comments below, you guys can elaborate on what these options are here that I'm about to list for you. So under the electrical category on the Lemax website, you'll see it if you visit their website. It says with 1.83 meter cord or 6 feet, or with LED light cord with battery box, or with LED light cord with adapter. So I don't have those. I use the normal, cord with the light, no battery pack or LED cord with adapter. But I am interested in what that is. And I would imagine those options would work with any classic style house. So, we've talked about learning on this channel together before. I am unfamiliar with that stuff. So if you have one, let me know in the comments below exactly what that stuff is they're talking about. I mean, it sounds pretty self-explanatory. I've just never seen one, these LED lights that go in there with, is it the regular 4.5 volt adapter or what hooks up there? I'm interested in what that is. Now, obviously the house doesn't come with those. I assume that it just comes with a regular, single light cable. And the reason for that is I don't know. This house was purchased months after the holidays. It happened to be a clearance sale. Michael's had a couple left over and I had picked it up. So it didn't come with a box or a cable. So anyways, I'm just using a single light cable here today. So if you're familiar with this other cables they're talking about, the LEDs with adapters or with the battery box, I'd like to see that. I'm pretty curious about what those are and if they would work for other classic style houses. Okay, so now we've got all that out there, let's look at some of the finer details. So like I said earlier, this house offers a lot of detail. So we're gonna go ahead and start with some of the signs here. So here's the main one, Snowflake Bundt cakes with the little logo there. There is another one over here. There we go, free samples if you're interested. And another box down here, and excuse my pronunciation, Acme Bundt pans, I think's what it says, something like that. I'm probably pronouncing that extremely wrong, so my apologies. Holiday cakes, because of course that's what they are. And this little sign here, let me see if I can get a close up. It's kind of hard to read, but it says, let's see if I can show you here. I think it's moist and delicious. Order one today. It's kind of hard with that black outline on that lettering there, those first two, moist and delicious, I think it is. A little difficult to read, but still really cool. So there is, I think, let's see, yep, another one back here. Let's take a look at that. So there's our little delivery sign and the bell, which I thought was a really cool little touch. And by the way, the bell actually moves. You can kind of tap it with your finger. It's not animated. It's just meaning it's kind of freely hanging there. So anyway, let's kind of get this back in focus here. There we go. All right, so the next thing I'd like to talk about is the displays in the windows. So kind of bringing you in here. There is some really good detail to see here. So when you look in, it's not just like empty inside. You have like some Bundt cakes, display cake kind of stuff. And then this one is really cool. This is like, you know, the first part here is like a little window with place for you to sit and have some coffee and some cake, and then there's like, you know, the bakery counter and stuff back there behind it. So no stone left unturned on this one. There's been, you know, some other houses that we reviewed where like only one window is kind of filled up, and then, you know, there'll be like a character or something but not much background behind them. This one is not like that. This one, every inch of it, there is something to see here. So anyway, that's really, really cool. They also have kind of an ongoing theme here with this house of like wreaths and, you know, Christmas bows and stuff like that, which just kind of ties in that Christmas feel. It was really cool. It was a nice little subtlety that they added in. You can kind of see as you look around the house, there's some more bows there and, you know, stuff like that. And of course, you know, the snow on the roof and, you know, all that kind of stuff as well. This house also has a lot of windows, which I think is really cool. Let me see if I can show you some over here. Oops, sorry, there we go. Some on the side there, of course, the ones in the front, and some more over there. So a lot of different views, but what's, you know, neat, and you'll see this when we turn off the lights, that it kind of produces a decent amount of light. So depending on what kind of light you're using, you'll see from whatever angle you're looking at it from that there's, you know, a lot to see here. Lastly, I want to cover the gold peaks on the house. I thought that was a cool little contrast. Almost reminded me a little bit of like a firehouse kind of theme. But all the like the high parts of the house have this little subtle gold peak on it. So that was kind of cool. The roof, you know, is like a kind of a flat slanted roof. You know, it just, there's a lot of detail in this house. Oh, and before I forget, there is a running theme of snowflakes, which are going to be hard to capture on camera, but you can kind of see there's like stickers there. There's some around the sides of the house and things like that. But again, you know, for $55, this one is worth it. Yes, it's not animated. Yes, it doesn't have a soundtrack. I hear all that. But again, it offers a, like this, I don't know, this warmth, this heart, this really comforting thing. I don't know. I think it's good for a lot of different villages. I think it's a nice touch, you know, to add in some spice, you know, things like that. It's just, it's absolutely beautiful. You know, you could even sprinkle some snow on it, you know, that comes like little bags of the glitter, you know, put some more down here on the floor, you know, that kind of stuff. So anyways, really, really beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the lights here for you in a second, but I just wanted to say thank you again so much for continuing to support my channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.